My colleague Geeta Mohan is joining me live on the broadcast from Colombo. Geeta, good morning to you. My question to you is, how does Prime Minister Modi's visit to Anuradhapura complement basically the 7 MOUs that were signed yesterday between India and Sri Lanka? What is your perspective?
Well, it's a very, very important one. It's again a forward movement from what we've seen when President Dissanayake visited New Delhi. It was not so long ago. The reason why there was no joint statement per se, there were press statements that the leaders delivered after the bilateral, but there was no joint statement because the period between Disanayake's visit to New Delhi and Modi's visit to Colombo has been a very short one, and they did not require to put out everything that they've already spelled out just some months ago. And the significance is that they were taking the ties forward, 7 critical agreements being signed, and of those, two very important ones. One has to do with the energy security aspect, where we're looking at Trincomalee becoming an energy hub, which is not a bilateral, but a trilateral with the UAE also involved. The other aspect is having an agreement and understanding with Sri Lanka on a defense framework. That certainly is critical, given that India has concerns with regards to how Indian Ocean waters can be secure. And the reason why this was an important one, there are going to be joint military exercises between India and Sri Lanka. Now, that's an important one, apart from training, because training has been a very important aspect of India Sri Lanka defense cooperation for decades. We've had military officers from Sri Lanka come and train at the academy, the NDA academy in India. So that kind of cooperation was always there. But now we're looking at more technical equipment coming from India to Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka understanding and realizing the importance of India when it comes to being a first responder. And that has nothing to do with just natural calamities, which is when India has been with and stood by Sri Lanka, but also to do with economic downturn and recession. And in this case, after the 2022 bankruptcy that Sri Lanka had declared, India certainly has played a very key and important role, not just in extending aid and assistance to Sri Lanka, but also in ensuring that they have a plan in place, that there is a review done of the money that is being sent, how Sri Lanka needs to use it to revive its economy, the debt restructuring, restructuring of the debt repayments that Sri Lanka defaulted on. Come 2028, Sri Lanka will also have to start repaying its IMF loans. So on all accounts, if you look at the meeting, the visit, it's been a very important and a significant one. And while everybody questions fears about China and Chinese inroads into India, look at the first visit. President Dissanayaka's first visit to a foreign country was to India. The first foreign leader he invited to Sri Lanka was the Indian Premier. That itself should give an inkling of, no matter what the leanings of the administration and the president is, or successive presidents could be, I think Sri Lanka and the Sri Lankan administration understands the importance of India and the role India plays in the region, particularly bilaterally with Sri Lanka. And more importantly, there is a realization on both accounts, New Delhi and Colombo, that this is a partnership of equals, not a big brother, small brother kind of a relationship, which in the past Sri Lanka used to always be riled about, or the opposition would always use that card against India.
Absolutely, Geeta. Thank you for bringing in that perspective on that story.